Hello, this is News Mongolian MNB World. I'm your host, Jendерийн. And for our top stories. Prime Minister of Mongolia, Jendерийн, is paying an official visit to the Kyrgyz Republic. Made in Mongolia exhibition held in South Korea for the fourth time. Mongolia will cover about 85% of its domestically required vegetables. For the news, stay with us. The Prime Minister of Mongolia, Jendерийн, embarked on a significant working visit to the Kyrgyz Republic, bolstering diplomatic relations and cooperation between the two nations. Prime Minister Jenderien's visit began with a warm reception at Mans International Airport in Bishkek, where he was greeted by officials led by the Deputy Chairman of the Cabinet of Ministers of the Kyrgyz Republic, Adil Baysalov.
During his visit, Jenderień engaged in official talks with the chairman of the Cabinet of Ministers of the Kyrgyz Republic, Akilbek Japarov. They participated in the signing ceremony of a cooperation document between Mongolia and the Kyrgyz Republic, highlighting the commitment to strengthen economic as well as diplomatic ties. Furthermore, Prime Minister Jenderień paid a courtesy call on Kyrgyz President Sadir Japarov, emphasizing the importance of his visit in enhancing friendly relations between the two nations and strengthening people-to-people bonds. Diplomatic relations between Mongolia and the Kyrgyz Republic were established on April 22, 1992. Mongolia opened its Consulate General in Bishkek in 2014, later upgrading it to the Embassy of Mongolia in Bishkek in 2017. This visit marks another milestone in the ongoing efforts to deepen ties between these two Central Asian nations. During his visit, Prime Minister Jenderień expressed gratitude for the warm welcome and hospitality extended by the Kyrgyz government and people. He expressed his willingness to further solidify traditional friendly relations and enhance cooperation in trade and the economy. The visit also provided an opportunity for Mongolian Prime Minister to convey the warm greetings of the President of Mongolia, Khurelsukh, to Kyrgyz President Sadir Japarov. Additionally, he congratulated Kyrgyzstan on the successful organization of the extended meeting of the Council of Heads of Government of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization member states, further underscoring the significance of such regional cooperation. Both parties affirmed their commitment to pursue close cooperation in implementing the decisions reached during the state visit of Kyrgyz President to Mongolia in July 2023, emphasizing the shared goal of strengthening bilateral ties and fostering mutually beneficial cooperation in various fields.
The Made in Mongolia in Korea exhibition was organized for the fourth time in Seoul. The exhibition is held to boost economic and trade cooperation between the two countries, promote Mongolian products in the South Korean market, expand foreign market networks for Mongolian producers and businesses, and attract investors.
Mongolia is famous for its cashmere products. Lately, various shows and dramas shot in Mongolia are becoming popular, which has a good impact on Mongolia's image and its products. For the last 30 years, we have developed our mutual interests as democratic countries. I want to highlight the importance of developing small and medium-sized businesses.
We are introducing our local products and also working to attract more investment to Mongolia. We also awarded Vice Chairman of the Dengdemun District Citizens Ombudsman Commission with the Friendship Medal by the order of the President of Mongolia for contributing to developing business and trade between South Korea and Mongolia. I think this award is an appreciation of my efforts. I will continue to work hard to promote partnership between the two countries, and I will pay attention to Mongolians living and working in Korea. The first two events were supported by the Embassy of Mongolia in South Korea. At that time, around 120 to 190 million won was generated from sales. This year, we expect around 200 million won. We suggest boosting online trade platforms to increase sales in the South Korean market.
We are conducting on-site marketing and promotional research, such as 2-for-1 sales and 50% discounts. I always thought I would buy Mongolian cashmere when I visited the country. I am happy I came to the expo. Today I bought a warm hat and arm warmers.
Over 80% of vegetable harvesting in Mongolia has been completed. The current harvesting session work is expected to conclude mainly by next week. Mongolia has expanded the area dedicated to vegetable cultivation, and it is being emphasized that this year's harvest is satisfactory. However, unlike previous years, the potato harvest appears to be inadequate. Farmers are expressing concern that there might be a shortage of about 30,000 tons of potatoes to meet domestic consumption.
This year, Mongolia is projected to meet over 85% of its domestically required vegetables. The vegetable harvest has largely been concluded, while the potato harvest has already been completed, with the produce stored in cellars.
Our company, based in Khorsatsum Seling province, specializes in producing potato seeds. We cultivate potatoes on 60 hectares of irrigated land, meticulously growing and utilizing our own seed technology. This has resulted in varying yields across different varieties this year. For instance, the Gada variety yielded 22 tons per hectare. Our new variety named Seling 5 produced an impressive 38 tons per hectare, while early harvest varieties yielded slightly less at 18 to 19 tons per hectare. In total, our company achieved an average harvest of 22 tons per hectare this year.
Mongolia typically harvests between 190,000 to 195,000 tons of potatoes annually, a quantity sufficient to meet domestic consumption. However, this year the yield has not yet reached this level. As a result, there is a possibility of shortage of potatoes in early spring, potentially requiring to obtain seed potatoes from foreign countries.
This year, potato growth has been limited, resulting in smaller-sized potatoes. Consequently, I anticipate that potatoes might be more expensive this coming spring. Additionally, due to heavy rains, some diseases emerged, further affecting the crop. Given these circumstances and considering the potential influence of weather conditions, I believe that by next spring, the matter of potato seeds will be a critical topic of discussion, possibly leading to a shortage.
The U.S. Embassy in Mongolia officially announced that applications are open for the 2024 Tech Girls program. The program is designed to empower young women with a passion for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The summer exchange program is accepting online application through December 9th.
The heart of the Tech Girls initiative is a transformative 24-day experience in the United States organized in collaboration with the U.S. University. Participants known as Tech Girls will engage in an immersive technology and computer camp, followed by an eye-opening journey to cities like Austin, Chicago, Denver, Cincinnati, Detroit, and Seattle. During their stay, they will have the unique opportunity to shadow professionals at tech companies, experience homestays, and contribute to community service projects. Upon completing the program, Tech Girls are encouraged to pay it forward by implementing at least one peer training program and service project in their schools and communities upon returning home. The program offers young women from participating countries a chance to hone their skills and explore cutting-edge fields in STEM, including Java, web development, civil and environmental engineering, graphic design, data science, cybersecurity, machine learning, molecular modeling, and informatics, electrical engineering, microprocessors, and Python programming. Applicants must meet specific requirements to qualify for the Tech Girls, be a Mongolian citizens currently residing in Mongolia, be aged between 15 and 17 years old at the program's commencement on July 6th of 2024, demonstrate advanced skills and a keen interest in technology, science, engineering, and mathematics in their academic studies, have a clear intention to pursue higher education and careers in STEM, particularly in technology. Tech Girls 2024 promises to be a life-changing experience for young Mongolian women, equipping them with the skills and inspiration to excel in the world of STEM and contribute to the ever-evolving tech landscape.
Please take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Please take a look at foreign news partnered with international news agencies. During a meeting with France's President Emmanuel Macron, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned Tuesday on a possible long war against Hamas, saying Hamas must be destroyed.
Speaking following a meeting with France's President Emmanuel Macron, Netanyahu accused Hamas of committing a double war crime.
President Macron, Emmanuel, thank you for coming to Israel. Your support, that of your delegation, is highly appreciated. On October 7th, Hamas waged war at Israel. It was the worst terrorist attack the world has known since 9/11, but for Israel, proportionately, it was like 20 9/11s. It was the worst act of anti-Semitic violence since the Holocaust. I described to you some of the horrors. It's impossible to describe all of them. But like Anne Frank, Jewish children hid in attics from these monsters, and they were found and butchered. As in Babi Yar, Jews were machine-gunned in killing pits. Hamas butchered, Hamas beheaded, Hamas burned babies alive. Hamas raped, Hamas kidnapped hostages, over 200, babies, children, elderly, Holocaust survivors. We are in a war between barbarism and civilization.
Israel is escalating its bombardment of targets in the Gaza Strip ahead of an expected ground invasion against Hamas militants. The war is rapidly raising the death toll in Gaza, and the U.S. fears the fighting could spark a wider conflict in the region. Gaza's 2.3 million people have been running out of food, water, and medicine since Israel sealed off the territory after the Hamas militants brutally attacked Israeli towns on October 7th, killing scores of people and abducting men, women, and children, including elderly and disabled. Israel launched airstrikes on the Gaza Strip and sealed it off from food, fuel, and other supplies in retaliation for a bloody incursion by Hamas militants, vowing to destroy the militant group. The 8 convoys allowed into Gaza so far have carried a fraction of what's needed, and the UN said distribution will have to stop if there is no fuel for the trucks. The war in its 18th day Tuesday is the deadliest of 5 Gaza wars for both sides. More than 5,000 people died in Gaza, the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry said. More than 1,400 people in Israel have been killed, mostly in the initial attack on October 7th, when Hamas militants stormed into Israel.
The Stockholm City Council has drawn up plans to ban diesel and gas cars from its downtown commercial area. The aim is to reduce pollution, but some opposition politicians think the strategy will make life difficult for residents.
It is time to go green in Stockholm's city center. The Swedish capital plans to introduce a new ban on gasoline and diesel cars from the downtown commercial area in 2025. The measure will cover a 20-block section of the city already adorned with parks, extensive bike lanes, and spacious sidewalks. This area comprises various shops, pedestrian walkways, and some residential buildings. The aim is to combat pollution, decrease noise, and promote the use of electric vehicles.
So the last of December 2024, we will introduce the first phase of a zero-emission zone. And the reason why we are doing it is to create a better air quality in this area. Also, we have found a spot for the first phase where a lot of people walk and cycle. We also want to lower the sound pollution or the sounds in this area. And one reason is also to create the right incentives for the industries and for businesses who want to continue this shift to get the right playing field for that continued shift.
The idea is to create an environmental zone where only electric vehicles will be allowed. There will be some exceptions, such as for emergency vehicles and transportation for the disabled. Many European capitals have restrictions on gasoline and diesel cars, but Stromgren says Stockholm's complete ban would be a first. The left-leaning, environmentally focused city council unveiled a plan for the target area just north of the city's famed Old Town earlier this month. The municipal government controls a majority in the council, so the vote set for November 23rd is expected to be a formality. Some local residents welcome the plan, others don't think it goes far enough.
And I'm really in favor of Stockholm and other capitals taking the lead role in transitioning to more green cities. Meanwhile, these specific policies do not lead to any positive effects. It only harms local businesses, takes police resources to enforce the ban, and also makes it more difficult for people living in the city and outside of the city that does not have can afford a changing vehicle.
But for Kirsten Ackerstedt, who lives in the neighborhood, any move toward a greener environment is a win.
I think it's a good idea because we are living in the neighborhood think the air is a bit polluted, even though the traffic is not so bad in the center. But still, I think it's a good idea because we need to care about the climate for the future generation. That's my view.
Maria Cilia, a senior research fellow at Stockholm Environment Institute, also believes the ban is a step in the right direction.
We have experiences with low emission zones before, not as strict as this one, but they have worked in reducing local pollution, particle emissions and everything. But we need definitely more in order to scale up the effects and succeed with the transport targets that Sweden has. And that means that we need to accompany these ultra low emission zones with public transport improvements, with cycling lanes, and more ambitious measures related to parking in the inner city. So everything that is needed to remove cars from the inner city, not just replace them. But it's definitely a step in the right direction, and it means that it can stimulate the transition towards low emission and zero emission vehicles.
Sweden's Green Party aims for a zero emission in a city within Stockholm by 2030. This proposed ban represents just the initial phase of their strategy, with discussions about further expansion of the environmental zone scheduled for the first half of 2025.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a good